with them. The capacity of your team has to grow, and looking at your resources and your behaviors and ability will be the determining factor of whether women and men can work together in a firm. There's lots of gender dynamics, and often in Ghana's context, the issue of equality of men and women is not played out well. We hear in many parts of the world that until the reality of equality of men and women is established in our society and in our businesses, we can't push ahead with development. Development will lag behind. Your ability to grow your business will not reach its full potential. Men and women have to recognize that we're not the same. It doesn't mean sameness. Equality doesn't mean that we're doing the same thing. We're complements of each other. We complement. Female-run businesses often are different than male-run businesses. And we have to respect and understand what that difference is. Today, the profile of women in Ghana is drastically changed to the reality of 20 years ago. I came to the continent in 1992. My first travels to Cameroon, and then I married my wonderful husband, Leo Casey Hayford, in 94. And I've been here for the last 31 years. So I've really seen how Ghana has changed. Hey, I made it. Yay! The capacity, the aspirations of young women compared to 20 and 30 years ago, you can't even compare. Women are on the move in Africa, and we're making it. We're making it. Despite all the challenges. 30 years ago, the female rate of literacy to men was something around 40 to 60%. 40% of adult females and 60% of males were literate. Less than 30% of youth, female youth, were graduating from senior high school 30 years ago. And it was much worse in the northern region of Ghana. I've been conducting research over the last 30 years that shows that women still have a lot of hurdles to overcome at senior high school and tertiary levels. Far fewer were entering the area of science, and there were many sociocultural practices such as early marriage and norms in many parts of the country, teenage pregnancy and others, that were holding women back in extreme poverty. Outmoded practices were common in traditional rural areas like Chokosi, elopement, and fosterage, which still exist today. When I go back to the areas where I conducted my PhD in Nanton Sebaludu, some of these practices persist, and they restrict women from entering the education arena. It's only through education that women can get empowerment. Girls' education at primary has reached parity with boys, but that doesn't mean the quality is the same. That doesn't mean that they can aspire to the same outcomes. Their identity is shaped often by their family expectations, their parental expectations. Today we have women entering politics, academics, economic realms, but still they struggle to overcome structural barriers. If you work in the education or in the academic sector, you see this all the time. Women and men do not get the same chance at professionalism and to attain their rightful position. So in our area of business, we have to prove that we can do it, sometimes a little bit more than men. Without the full acceptance within the family and community as important contributors to family wealth, equal access to land, family assets will continue to be a struggle for women. Can you imagine today, in many parts of Ghana, women do not have access to land legally. And that prevents their businesses from moving forward, in the agro sector especially. These struggles are based on an inability to stand up for their rights, both economically and socially. The principle of equality of men and women has to be realized in this age. This age is going to depend on all of you to become the role models for Africa and to push forward the ceiling that still persists. As we move to 2026, female entrepreneurs have to demonstrate their special place in the economy with values not only focused on the bottom line. We have to bring with us the others that are not going to make that bottom line through using entrepreneurship and being a role model to other young women in the economy, and to ensuring that our businesses take on internships and other means for allowing girls to have a chance. The values must be focused on the betterment of society, not only on the profit margin. Females across the world are demonstrating that they have social aspirations, not only economic. So how our businesses perform don't only depend on that bottom line. And we have to solve society's problems to bring about higher levels of human happiness. Our businesses should strive to solve those problems. Most importantly, our next generation of female entrepreneurs have to be change makers, willing to sacrifice themselves on the continent, working in harsh and sometimes difficult rural areas of the continent. So tonight, I applaud all of you, and I wish you all the best in your social and economic.
The question is, how can women lead? So basically, women have to take their place right at the center and forefront of the achievement of the SDGs, so that we'll be able to close the SDG gaps. Because as it is, a lot of women are not involved. Many are not even aware of what the SDGs are about. And so it starts with the knowledge of what the SDGs are about first. The more you know how you are well positioned to contribute. We are all blessed with diverse gifts. We are all blessed with diverse skills and educational backgrounds and whatnot. And so once you get to know about the SDGs, whether it is poverty alleviation, whether it's SDG 5, which is women equality, whether it is about education, accessibility of education, building sustainable livelihoods, the digital space, the opportunities that they provide. It is for us to get to know them so that we can sit right at the center and forefront to drive them. Because many a times we may have an idea, and that idea may be sitting right at the heart of the SDGs, and you don't know. But the more you know about it, then you know how to position that idea to deliver and max out on the achievement of the SDGs and the benefit that it can also provide. You also know that due to the SDG, the drive to achieve the SDGs by 2030, there are a lot of opportunities, there are a lot of benefits available to those who push them. There are a lot of funding that is available. And so if women can reposition their ideas, their plans, and their knowledge to know more about it, then we'll be able to leverage the opportunities that the SDGs provide. We cannot achieve SDG 5, that is gender equality, if we don't have men standing side by side with women to ensure that women are empowered. Women cannot empower ourselves alone. We need the men to come alongside. The men give us a different perspective. It's always important to have different perspectives. They give us better growth than when you are one vision tunnel. So the more the variety, the better it is. We cannot do it alone. Men has their strength, women have their strength. So together, we can achieve more and put more women, make more women empowered. So it starts and ends with education, okay? And that is why we are pushing for more women to be empowered and educated, because you would find out that the more a woman is educated, the less her child will be endangered. She would make sure that that child is also given that better leverage with education. Once a woman is empowered or she's educated and all of that, she will have the wherewithal to also provide, even if there is no father to provide, so that that child will be in school. The more we are educated, we'll see that there are some cultures, some of our cultures, that are not good, or that can be managed very well, so that we can, leverage these cultures better for the betterment of our future. Some of these cultures are pushing girls into young marriages, and that is not good. Africa needs its youth built with quality, to be educated, to be imbibed with the right skills, to learn and unlearn, and to relearn. We need our youth vibrant. We cannot have our youth, going through unemployment, no education, teenage pregnancies, issues here and there. We would be moving backwards. So all of us must come together and sensitize our communities. Let's sanitize our cultures, to make sure that they are serving the very good of the people that it serves. If a culture is backward and is pushing its people to depravity, then what is the purpose? So let's sanitize our cultures to make sure that they are aligned to the betterment of our young people. This event is very important because, you see, we all need sometimes to be reminded of the greatness inside of us. There are a lot of women who are building in silence, and there are a lot of women who are not recognized. They are doing so much, but sometimes when people are not recognized, they don't even know that they are being appreciated for what they are doing. So this event is critical and is key. It makes women know that they are being seen, especially those who have not been put in the limelight. These awards and organizations like this, kind of throw the limelight on the achievements of women. Let's open our hearts and let's invite the men to help us and support us. Not every man is out to get us. There are men who are ready to support women. And for our men, I say, please support that woman that you know. Be it a friend, a partner, a mother, a sister. Please support women and push us, because it is only when we do it together, as the Lord said in Genesis 2 verse 18, that it is not good for a man to be alone. I need to make him a helpmeet, which is the woman. In the same way, it is always better for women when we have our men supporting us. So the world is better that way, when the two of us are working together. So let us be graceful.
My name is Dr. Leslie Casey Hayford. I'm the Director of Associates for Change and the Olinga Foundation for Human Development. I'm here with my two staff, Abigail and Sharifa too, who have both been working with us for the last 10 years. We want to just say a big thank you to the organizers here, the business executive, because it's bringing to light the issue around female entrepreneurship and the need for women to really stretch their wings in Ghana and to think big. We're in a situation in sub-Saharan Africa where women will be the drivers of change because they form 51% of the population, and the population will become very youthful over the next few years. So we need leaders that show moral leadership qualities and ethical leadership stance and perspectives so that they can drive change. That means that they're not only into the bottom line. It's not just about profit. It's about social entrepreneurship, which means that they give back to society. Women in Africa have to think about the problems that the society is having and come up with solutions. I'll give you one example. Menstrual pads. Menstrual pads can be made in Ghana in factories, and industries can be created around that issue, because girls are not going to school because they lack those basic needs. And they're getting involved in all sorts of different problems because of it. So women in the entrepreneurship area have to come up with solutions, and we can do it. So that's one example, and we're really happy to be sharing these type of creative change makers with all the women at this event tonight.
My name is Stephanie, and I am an architectural designer, a member of the Ghana Institute of Architects, and I am a recipient of the Architectural Design and Innovation Award tonight. After several years in training in architecture school and several years of practice, I and my team, my senior architects, fellow architects and such, came together and worked on a couple of projects, and by the grace of God, we were recognized for it. It is wonderful to be a part of this amazing enterprise we have going on here, and it's just brilliant that a lot of women in several categories are awarded for their courage and perseverance in their industries. It's not an easy feat, as we know, but thank you to the organizers for putting this together and for shining a light on women in business. We hope to be able to do greater things and to push Ghana's representation forward, not just in Africa, but across borders. So you should watch out for the things we have coming.
My name is Susan Mante, And tonight I've been awarded for my exemplary leadership in the fashion and creative space. I work at Dreams College of Creative Arts. I am the honcho, the manager of the college. I am also the director of Dreams School of Crafts Foundation. We train young women in rural areas in crafts, and then we bring them to Accra, give them not just skills but a meaningful employment opportunity with fashion houses in Ghana, Accra to be specific. Today I had the opportunity to network with women who are doing things and going places, and I also learned that it's not good to work in silos, but we have to work in team. We have to collaborate as women, and then we can go far. And I believe that tonight's meeting has opened me up to collaborate with other women to expand the impact that we are making in the rural area.